Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel Dream of Crafts. Today we're going to be working on day number 6 for our 13 days of Halloween. Previously I had put up a video of a walkthrough of this little vampire guy that I made into a flip book, and I thought I had uploaded the tutorial to it, but apparently it got deleted somehow and never got uploaded, and I can't find it in my files. So I'm going to redo a tutorial for it and post that up so everybody can. I know I had some people that were waiting for this, so I will just do a quick walkthrough here. What we're going to be working on. This little guy has his bat wings that cover his eyes. There's a magnet here and a magnet right in here underneath this plate. I made a pocket. This is all cut out of my Cricut, but I am going to show you how to do it without a Cricut to make your own templates. So I made a little pocket here, and then it goes to your right, and you can do individual pages like this. And then it also goes to your left to do individual pages, or you can expand it out. Let me grab this here so you can see all the pages at once. And then you can go back the other way to see all the pages at once. Okay, so that's what we're going to be working on. It's very easy assembly. So let's get started. So for the people that don't have a Cricut, we're going to go through your steps first, and then you'll put yours together just like we will, basically. So you are going to need some scrap pieces of paper to create your templates. And we're going to start with the base piece. So these are all your base pieces here. The one will have wings, the others will not. So for yours, because you don't have the Cricut to cut out the wings for this design, we're going to make our own wings to place on the back. So you're going to need a piece of scrap paper cut at, I got this at 6 1/4. Why don't I have that marked down there? That's where I wrote that on there. Oh, I did. It's on this back. Okay, so 4 3/4 wide by 6 1/4 high, and this is for the vampire flip template. I write that on there. You're going to fold it in half. You're going to come in and at, what do I got it down here? 1 1/4. Make a mark with your pencil. Okay. Then you can come in with any circle. It doesn't matter what. We're just going to create this little arc here. Okay. So I'm going to come in at my 1 1/4, and I'm going to line that up and then bring it up to the top. I'm going to move this here so maybe you can see better. Actually, let's put it underneath a black piece. There we go. So I'm going to line that up so I can draw with my circle. Just like this. And this is just one of those stones that suck up the moisture. The circle is anywhere between 2 to 2 1/4 inches. Circle will work for you. So we've got our arc on here. We can go ahead and grab our scissors and trim that down. Okay. You will need, I would recommend 8 of these because you're going to need a piece for the back because we're going to do separate wings. So here's your little arc, and it should be mirrored image there. So, I mean, it's not exact like the Cricut one, but it's pretty close. See, it's just a little bit different, but it'll work just fine. It'll look cute as can be. So that is your main template. Okay. So again, I would recommend you cut 8 of these. I'm pretty sure 1, 2, let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 8. Cut 8 of those. And then for your wing, you're going to take another piece of scrap paper That's template 1. That's our base. Template 2, a scrap piece of 12-inch cardstock or paper, whatever you can find that's 12 inches. I don't care if you use a newspaper or a cereal box. It doesn't matter. 12 inches by 3.5 inches high. You're going to fold that in half. You're going to come in and you are going to mark at 2 3/8. Okay. So I'm going to come in at 2 3/8, make a pencil mark, and then come down here. My rule, I can do this. 2 3/8, make a pencil mark. Draw a line. Okay, draw a solid line. Just like that. Okay, 2 3/8. This is part of our base. We're not going to do anything to that. That's going to stay the same. From your line that you just created at the top, you're going to come in at 1.5 inches and make a mark. Okay, this is all going to get cut out, so it doesn't matter how long your mark is. At the bottom, you're going to come up 3/4 of an inch, just like that, and make a line. Okay, we're not going to do anything below this line. All right, so then from the top, we're going to come down 1 inch and make a mark. We're going to come down 2 inches and make another mark. So we got a mark at 1 inch down and at 2 inches down. Okay. We're going to make a mark. I put here 5/8. Let's go here and we're going to make a mark at the top of our 3/4 inch. We're going to make a mark at 1 inch. And we're going to make a mark at 2 3/8. Okay, 2 3/8. And then here we're going to come down to 2 inches from the top. So from here to here is 2 inches. Okay, let me write this one down for you. And then if you want, I'm going to hold it up here and you'll be able to come back and stop it and look at it. Okay. So 2 3/8, make a line. 1 1/4 inch from the top, make a line. Coming down, you're going to make a line at 1 inch and 2 inch. You're going to eliminate 3/4 of an inch here. You're not going to touch that. Okay. On that 3/4 inch line, you're going to make a mark at 1 inch and a mark at 2 3/8 inch. And on your right hand side, you're going to make a mark down 2 inches from the top. That's just going to make it easy for you to draw this out. So from our 1 inch to 1 1/4 inch, I want to make an arc. And I'll just do a dotted line here. Or I can just draw a line for you. See? Just a nice arc. From your 1 1/4 inch top to about your 2 inch there, you're going to make another arc, but not as sharp, just a nice gentle arc like that. Okay. I have a 1.5 inch circle here. I'm going to come in from my 2 inch mark to my 1 inch mark. I'm going to lay that circle in there and I'm just going to draw that. I'm going to do the same thing from my 1 inch to my 2 3/8 inch. I'm going to come up and I'm going to draw that circle. I'm not bringing the circle half in. I'm just bringing it in till the circle matches both of those lines. And then from my 2 3/8 to my outside edge there, I'm going to bring my circle in till it touches each point and I'm going to draw a circle. Now, if you don't have a circle, 1 1/4, find something else that's about that size. This little embossing jar, the bottom of that is 1.5 inches. So just go around and measure some things and try to find 1.5 inches. There's your wing set. Let's cut this out. We're going to come in and we're going to cut out here and here cut to that line and stop. We're going to come in and cut that line out, just like that, okay? Then we're going to come that line and stop at our 2-inch mark, okay? And we're going to cut out our wings. Okay. So what I would do is I would make up a template that has all your information on it. Keep that template whole. Then make another one to cut out, but you'll always have that template to refer back to for your measurements. Open that up. There is your bat wings. So what you're going to do is you're going to take, once you cut out your black piece here, cut out your black one out of this. We're going to call this template number 1. Template 1. And that is our base. This is your bat wing, template 2. So you're going to come in here and you're going to center those wings and glue them on like that. And then your extra piece that you're cutting, so we're going to need 7 with our Cricut, you're going to need 8. You're going to take that and you're going to glue that on the back here to make it cohesive. So this isn't going to be visible, okay? And they'll just make that stiffer. So there's your base. So you only need 1 wing and you need 8 of these, okay? 8 of your template number 1. Perfect, got that. Template number 2, or 3, I mean. This is going to be for your decorative cardstock. This is going to be cut at 4.5 by 6. Here's your base. So you want 4.5 by 6. And that is what this scrap piece of paper is cut at. Again, you're going to come in and you're just going to bring this in. Here, fold it in half. So we want that mirrored image. Bring this in until it meets both sides there. Draw your circle, cut it out. So this will be just a little bit smaller. So when you put it on your base, you'll have a nice little edge all the way around. So you'll see the black cardstock or whatever color cardstock you decide to use. You'll have that nice edge around, okay? So that is template 3. And it's decorative cardstock. If you want to use that. You can use a different color regular cardstock for whatever you want. So there's that. All right. So for your little face here, because we're going to need a little face. So you're going to cut 1 in black and 1 in another color, okay? Well, you won't, I guess you won't need to do that because you're not cutting this out. So you can actually cut 1 in, say, purple. So forget about this one. You only need the 1. So you need a piece of cardstock 5 3/4 inches wide by 4 inches high. You're going to come in a 1/2 inch down and a 1/2 inch in. The reason this is because this is going to be a pocket. So on the Cricut, we're going to have to attach some 1-inch hinge strips. You won't have to do that for yours because it's going to be already ready for you. So come down 1/2 inch. Let's fold our paper. Come down a 1/2 inch. Draw a line. Come in a 1/2 inch. Draw a line. And then bring your circle up. I want this can here. This one is 2 1/2. So it's just a mushroom can. that I decorated. There's a tutorial for doing these in my videos. So bring the can in. Let me get the best angle I can for you here. Bring the can in until it just leaves you a smidge at the top and draw your line. Okay. Oh, no. I decided not to use this because it wasn't big enough. I used the inside of my tape roll. So this is like a 3-inch circle. So find a 3-inch circle. And I'm just going to, because it wasn't quite what I needed. I needed to go from this point to this point. And that wasn't quite reaching it. So that's why this tape was sitting there. So bring the tape in until you're just in and it matches both those edges. And well, if you don't have a tape, find something that's 3 inches, a can or a circle that's 3 inches, and then bring it in like that and draw your lines, okay? So we're going to come in here. We're going to get rid of this corner here because we don't need that. And we're just going to follow that line over to here. There we go. So when you open it up, you're going to, let's mark this side too, a 1/2 inch, okay? That way you know where you got to fold it. All right. So then you're going to go in and you're going to fold that back, or use your scoreboard and do a 1/2 inch. Not everybody has a scoreboard. So just kind of fold that back. And it should be right at these points here, okay? So that will be your pocket. So then you'll act just like you won't need the hinges because they're already on yours, okay? So that is this little face here, okay? You won't cut out your eyes like this. What you're going to do is you're going to take another scrap piece of paper. This one here is just one of those little stamps, and it measures 5/8. So what I did was I just sat it on there and drew around it. So if you have a circle punch or a smaller circle, that's great. Whatever size eye you want. This just gives you an idea of what you can use. I would do that right on the cardstock that you want to use rather than using a template, just because it's going to be easier, because you'll take the template and you'll draw the circle anyway. So instead of drawing it on a template, just draw it on the color cardstock that you're going to use for the eyes. Now, if you want the oval eyes like that, then you can just kind of change your circle to an oval, kind of like that, and then just cut one out. And then if you want to use that same exact one that you cut for a template, then you go ahead and do that, okay? For the mouth, I'm going to fold this piece of paper in half. This paper is 3 1/4, so it was 6 1/2. No, it's 1. It's early. 1 1/4, so it was 2 1/2 inches wide. Folded in half for this part of the template, and then I came in 3/4 and made a mark with my pencil. Okay. Then I just drew like a half a smiley face. Okay. Just like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to loop around and try to stay the same distance and make a little mouth like that. Okay. And it's just scrap paper, so if you have to redo it until you got a shape you're happy with, then just keep redoing it. There's no harm done here. You can just keep practicing until you get the shape you want. Okay? And again, once you get the shape you want, then you can just do it on your regular cardstock. So there, we got a little mouth. If you want to use a marker and just make a mouth on your purple paper, you can. So here's a mouth, and I see it's got a little tip there, so what I would do is I just trim that off to make it rounded. Okay, so that's an idea for a mouth. The teeth, same thing. Just kind of draw a triangle type shape with a rounded edge and make your teeth however big you want. And I would do those right on the cardstock that I was going to cut. Okay, so you should be all set. Let's get this stuff out of my way. All right, perfect. So for those who are using the Cricut, you are going to go in. This is a file that they have, and it's, I looked it up. I just typed in bats, and you'll find it in there. It's a little character. He looks like this, so you'll be able to find him. It's I don't know if it's Dracula or Vampire. I don't even know which one it's from, but it's the cartoony looking one, okay? So in addition to this, you're going to need this set at, and I don't remember if I unlocked it to set it to get the shape I wanted or if I left it setting. So I'm going to give you both settings. So for your width, it's 11.417 wide by 6.25 high. That is for this base. So when you put that in and you get it, duplicate it. Change the color of your duplicate. And, well, it doesn't matter. You can leave your duplicate the same, what color you want. You are going to go in and you're going to slice off the wings. So you have just this base part. You'll end up with just this. So go in, slice off your wings. You'll have a base. So you'll need one of these and you'll need 6 of the base. Okay. Then I went in and for my decorative cardstock, I duplicated just this, changed the color, and my so that is for my decorative cardstock, is set at 4.566 wide by 6 inches high. So if you type in 4.566 wide and it doesn't change your heights to 6 inches, then unlock it and do them separate and then relock it so you get the exact. Okay. Same with the base one. If when you put it in 11.417 wide, if it doesn't say 6.25 high, then go ahead and just unlock it and type that in individually and relock it, and it will hold that for you. Okay. In addition to that, you've got these two. Okay. You will need 6 strips of black cardstock to match this, or if you use a different color, then use a different color hinge if you want. And then these are 1 inch wide by, and I know I wrote it. Oh, here we go. 1 inch by 4.5 inches high. So you need 6 of those. You will also need 2 that are 1 inch wide by 3.25 high. Okay. So everybody will need these, whether you're doing your own templates or if you're doing the Cricut one. You're going to need 6 1 inch strips by 4.5 inches long. You're going to fold them in half or score them at 1/2 inch and then burnish them. So either way, they've got to be folded in half. And then these ones are the same. Now those doing your own templates, you won't need these 2 because it's for this pocket. Okay. I think we've covered that. Let's go ahead and do these up. Okay. So I'm going to start with my base. All right. And we're going to go backwards. So there's our first one. So I'm going to go ahead and take one of my longer strips, my 4.5 inch strips. And I'm going to put some glue on there. You can use tape if you want. Move this up there a second. And I'm going to put this at the bottom on my right hand side. This is textured cardstock, so I'm going to keep all my textured base on my, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't. They're going to be the same either way. So on the bottom on the right hand side, and we're going to fasten that right to our little base here. Okay. So we're going to put glue on this edge. Line this up at the bottom right hand corner here. Make sure everything's lined up. Perfect. There we go. And so we have your first little thing. The next one is going to be like this. We're going to attach our hinge to the left-hand side. So let's flip it over. It'll still be on the right, but when you attach it, it'll be on the left, okay? Does that make sense? So we're attaching the hinge here. Let's go ahead and hold that. And you don't want to get ahead of yourself because all of a sudden you'll have your top on the bottom, because we got to keep this in line here. Again, lined up at the bottom. There we go. So when we flip this over, it's going to be, our hinge is going to be on our left. Okay. Line this up. Bottom and left side. Make sure everything's in line with each other. So now you have one this way. Double check to make sure if you're using glue that it's not squeezing out and gluing things together. Okay. Our next one again is going to be on the right side. So I'm going to put my strip on the left side. This actually takes longer to prep than it does to put together, which is kind of nice. Okay. So we're going to line up at the bottom and along that edge there. Again. Bring it around. And you always just want to attach to the one that's open. Okay. So that's going to be on our right hand side. More glue there. Line up my bottom and my right hand side. Make sure everything's next piece. It's going to go on our left hand side. So we're going to put our hinge on the right. Line up at the bottom there and along that right hand edge. For those of you who don't know, this is just an old slice tool. It's similar to what you would use in your kitchen as a pan scraper. It's just got a real thin edge. And then this is going to get attached again to the left hand side. Lined up at the bottom and the side there on the left. You can use anything. You know, you could use anything round and press on there, or you just use your fingers, whatever you want. Don't feel that you need the same exact tools that I have in order to create this. Okay, so our next one's got to go on the right hand side. So we're going to place our, place our things on the left. That. Got to keep checking and double checking, because especially when I'm videotaping, because I'm concentrate on that too. So, all right, the right hand side there. See, just talking about it, I did it wrong. It's got to go on this side. It's got to go on the left hand side, even after I said it. So let me get this. This is art glitter glue, so it'll dry clear. All right, it's got to go on the right hand side. There we go. Okay. Line up on the right bottom edge. There we go. Okay, that's on the there. So we got to attach to the left. So we're going to put our hinge on the right hand side. And yes, I do have an extra hinge sitting there. I cut an extra one just in case. Okay. So again, on the left, so I need it on the right. Line up the bottom. Okay. This is the last one here. Perfect. Line it up at the bottom and on the left-hand side. Okay. All right. So now, see, your book is, whoops, sorry, didn't mean to bump you. Your book is built. Okay. So this is our top. So for those of you who are doing your own template, you're just going to attach your colored cardstock because you've already got these little hinges on here, remember? So you're just going to go ahead and place that on top. That is your pocket. For us, we've got to attach, for those using the Cricut, we've got to attach our other hinges to our black. Like that. We're going to line those up down at the bottom on each edge. Just like that. And let me check that just for a second. I'm waiting for my granddaughter. Let me see. There. All right. All right. So we've got our hinges on now. So now we're the same. Okay. You will only need the one piece. We've got our little face here that's cut out with the Cricut. So we're going to just go ahead and glue that on. Just like that. And those of you who are doing templates, if you want to go ahead and try to cut your circles and stuff out, if you got a punch that'll reach in there that far or whatever, you can go ahead and do that and have two separate like we got. But you don't, I just want you to know that you only need the one piece. All right. Okay, so now we're all on the same base. We all got our pocket ready to go. So let's go ahead and put glue on our hinge. Glue down along the bottom. And glue on our other hinge. Okay. And we're going to line this up at the bottom and on both sides. You can see I'm just a little crooked there. Let me fix that. I'm just going to cut it off because I can't remove that paper, but I don't want that black line showing there. So let me see here. If I can get in there and trim that down. It's just a tiny bit, but it will not make my eye happy. So there we go. All right. Perfect. Now you can create tags or whatever you want to put in there. Leave a little journal note so that you can talk about the event that you've got in here. Okay. So there's our pocket. Nice little pocket there. Okay. And where's my book? This one I just used tags from a paper pack that I had. They were already designed for that line. So, all right. So now we're just going to go in and one at a time, we're just going to decorate our pages. I had 2 scrap pieces because I'm trying to use up my scraps. I ended up using all scraps for my decorative cardstock that I had. And I just needed 2 sheets of 12 by 12 to cut out some more. I could have got away with less, but I kind of like to make them different. So I did use 2 sheets of 12 by 12. So these two are short, but I'm going to use them because I've got these little extra strips here that I can use to go along with it, cover that up. No one but us will know. So we're going to just start putting these on, and I'm just going to, let me see, I want that lined up there, and then I need to know how wide. Let me see how wide, because I got to cut those down. So they are 4.5 inches. So I'm going to cut these down at 4.5 inches to make it easy. And this was just from one of the pieces of scrap I had. It had a paper pack that had the strips on it. So I just cut a couple of the strips off. There we go. I think it was Bewitched, I think is the paper pack. All right, so let's go ahead and just glue this one on here. And I'll probably use this one on the other side. They don't need to be right next to each other. But I thought I'm going to use that up because it's just in. I'm trying to use up my scraps for this that I've already got cut apart and stuff. I mean, I have plenty to use to just dig into, but then I just end up with more scraps. So I might as well just use my scraps. So then we're just going to glue that down at the bottom edge there. Perfect. And that will create our little line there. There we go. All right. So now let's get a bright color in here. I did find quite a few, I think, scraps. So I need to cut 4 out of my bigger cardstock that I haven't used yet. Because the other ones were already scraps in my scrap bin. So had some nice good sized pieces. It's a pretty color. And just kind of center it so that come around there. Let's bring this one in here. And I had more of this one here, but I didn't want to duplicate if I didn't have to. And I think just the black is a little dark for a little kid's book, so I didn't want to cut that one out. There we go. Right. And you will need, I think, did I tell you how many of these you need? 12. I think we need 12 of them. 12 decorative cardstock. All right. Okay. That's that. And then we're going to just start going the other way. So like this. Let's go ahead and, yeah, let's do this one. Oh, you know what I forgot? But I can fix it. I forgot to put a magnet in. But we'll fix it because the people who don't have the Cricut will have to do the same thing anyway. So I forgot to put my magnet in for my little wings to stay closed. We will do that. In fact, I'm going to sit them down here. Whoops, little smudge there. There we go. I'm going to sit them down here. I had them sitting somewhere. Where did I have them sitting? Right here. I'll sit them right here so I don't forget, hopefully. Now let's go ahead and throw this one in there. Get that done. It's the other one that was short. And you don't have to have a strip either. You could just use a different color piece of paper. One that coordinates with it. Doesn't have to be a strip cut. Sometimes you might only have something there. Maybe you'd like to get a bigger strip. Okay, so we're going to put this one there. Line up our bottom there. Give it cut just a little bit longer, but I think it'll be okay. Perfect. And then I think I want to use, yeah, let's go ahead and use that one there. And hopefully I have enough, because I did cut 12. Because I think that's what I counted, was 12. If not, it's going to get exciting, because I'll have to cut more. Okay, yep, 2 more. Oops, that's got the wing on it, so we're going to open that up like that. So 12 pieces. Now for those of you who have that one, let me go over that again with you. All right, there we go. That's all our decorative cardstock. Perfect. So this, like this, like this, and like this. Nice, huh? Okay, it takes you longer to cut it out than it does to put it together, but that's all right. The end result is the same, right? It's nice and cute and something you can keep. So if you're going to build this and you're doing the Cricut one, get your magnet in here first. Let me see if I can, sometimes I can get under there and slide it in. There we go. I can, carefully. All right. So I'm going to put some glue in there, and then I'm going to slide my magnet in there. And then I'm going to tell those of you who don't have this. Okay. So let's slide the magnet in there. Whoops. With something that's not magnetic. There we go. Just like that. Okay. All right. So then our other magnet is gonna, so once you get, for those who are doing your own templates, just remember when you put your wings on the back side, that you're going to glue this whole thing down here, okay? And then you're just going to kind of eyeball where you want your wings, okay? But you're going to glue this whole piece down to your base. That is when you're going to, after you glue that down, then you can put your other black base on there, okay? So that would be your first thing. Grab one of the bases, glue your wings down, and this looks like it's about a 1/2 inch from the bottom. Glue your wings down, and then put another base on top of that, glue that down, and then you'll be at the same spot we are. For your front part, if you only use one piece, what you're going to do is you're going to take your one piece that you have, and then you're going to put your magnet in. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to bend our wings up. and then we're going to bend them in just like that, okay? That's going to kind of create that little gusset we need, all right? So I'm going to glue my magnet on here. What you're going to do is you're going to glue your magnet on the back side of this, or you can use Velcro. If you use Velcro, it will just go on the top there and there. But the magnet makes it nice because you won't see the magnet over here. So then put your magnet underneath, like you'll slide it in your pocket, line it up with this one. So you would put this one on first, and then when you put this one in, you'd slide your magnet in until it locked onto that. Then you'd take an extra piece of paper, bigger, probably bigger. I probably do, you know, a couple inches by a couple inches. Put glue on that, slide it up behind that magnet and press. This will hold the magnet in, and it will keep things from sticking when you go in and out. Okay? I'm not going to get my magnet out of there. There we go. Put that on there. I'm going to put a little dot of glue here, and I'm going to let that sit. Okay, and I'm going to just slide it so my magnet stays there, and then do that. Boom. Okay. But I'm going to slide this off. I want this to dry before we mess with it. The only other thing we have is to put our little teeth on, and then this project is done. So if you are doing your cutouts, you will glue your eyes on, your mouth on, and then your teeth. Okay. I want to take this time to thank all my subscribers for hanging with me, following along, trying out the projects. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider so doing that now. You just go ahead and hit that red subscribe button down in the right hand corner. When the bell pops up, you can choose to get notified each time I put up a new video. And as always, until the next time, I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.